Hey everyone, thank you for choosing to spend time out of your day to listen to today's episode. I'm your host, Zachary Aird, and let's get this playing. So this is kind of our second take on this. So once again, who are you, what you do, and why you're doing it?
Devin Collins from Aurora, Colorado, probably like 20 or 30 minutes from the Denver area that most people know. Obviously, I'm a basketball player, your teammate.
Yeah.
Transferred in. My major is psychology, sports psychology. Yeah. But I changed that because I was originally going to do almost like an animal science, animal behavior kind of study, which we'll get into why I got that major first. But end up changing it, and now I'm here enjoying my time.
Mm-hmm. So you kind of explained that your brother is kind of linked to why you did sports psychology.
Yeah.
If you want to get into that, we can. But
yeah, so when I first transferred in, I was doing the wildlife, all that. But when I transferred in, they didn't really have that at Ottawa. So I was kind of forced to pick a new major. Mm-hmm. And at that same time, coincidentally, my brother was going through some stuff mental health-wise, and it just made me do some more research on it, just trying to understand.
More aware.
Yeah, and his thought process and kind of like I say transition in life that he was going through with that. So it really sparked an interest in like a passion almost to like understand.
How the brain works in a way.
Yeah, and it's so crazy, like even like just learning just a little bit, like you can read different people's like body languages and like just the way they say stuff and how people like look at you.
Power stances.
Yeah, and it just made me like more aware.
Yeah.
And I became more of like a people watcher, like kind of weirdly,
I know
you
you're talking
know?
about.
Yeah, just kind of like watching people and just kind of like studying like like why they're doing that and like seeing if I can like almost like predict stuff, you know, like see like
why are they doing that?
Yeah. So,
but now it kind of makes you like an overthinker because, like, let's just say your coach did something. You know, our coach did something. You're like, he did that for that reason. You know what I mean?
No, I definitely see myself doing that kind of and like overlooking that situations. But I try to keep it. Like in different lanes. You know? Yeah. So, but it is kind of hard sometimes because I'll be like, you kind of made a weird face when you said that, like. And I could just, and people have their different like tics and stuff and what we're learning about, but kind of just digging into that more has been really interesting, trying to take that path.
Yeah, because I like how you said that you've been like researching it yourself. Because with me, like sports and like strength and conditioning, one of the big things is like seeing people's posture. Yeah. And like you could look at anything, but like when I meet someone new or someone, you know, our scout, and the very first thing I'm like, what's their posture? And we were just making fun of someone, but that's one of the reasons I'm like, I know someone's posture. Yeah. Of like, are their feet in? Are they pigeon-toed? Is their hips external? Like, you know, like mine is very like pelvic tilt. Yeah. And so that means I have like tight hip flexors. But like, there's different things of different people that I see, and I'm like, that's weird. But that goes just because I'm really into, I should have done sports psychology, and I love it because I've never known that about you with sports psychology. Like, I didn't know you were in it. Really? But that makes so much sense because anything that I tell you, like meditation-wise, you're always like listening. Or if Coach Brett comes in, you're always like the first one to be like, Because
that stuff interests me so much, and it's crazy. Yep. So kind of like, because, you know, I'm a big Kobe guy. Yeah. I kind of was taking hints, like, once I started really, like, digging deep into it. So not many people know, but, like at the beginning of games, like, I'll dap up, like, our opponents and stuff. And, like, when I'm sitting next to the point guard, like, I'll just have, like, friendly conversations, like trying to like soften them up, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then like trying
to get in their head. Yeah.
Yeah. Even it's like little things, but in my mind it's like
you're winning a mind game between you two.
Like, and it's like if I can get you thinking like you're comfortable with me, like like I come, hey, how's your day going? Like how you doing and stuff. Like it's gonna be like oh maybe this guy's cool. Yeah. And then it's like then I hit you with the first play, and you know like I'm gonna play super hard, like super physical. So it's like little mind games like that that I try to like see what I can like play around with it, just learning like different stuff about the mind and all that stuff.
And it goes so much farther than like what you're just saying, like mind games, because now you're just playing with his energy. You know what I'm talking about? Like you're taking like energy from him, and you're such an energy guy that you're able to take energies out of teams, like just you. Yeah. So that's something that I've been trying to like interest myself in, because I feel like in the strength and conditioning world, it's not as much as people seeing it from a mental side. And I feel like that's the difference, or the new generation of what's coming out is like the brain.
No, it really is. And that's so crazy that you say that. I never realized how much of an energy guy I was. Like, it's gonna sound like weird,
until
but
you join our team.
Yeah, no, until like until I really started studying it and like like how much like energy is like really around us, and not on no like voodoo magic stuff, but like
energy's everywhere.
Yeah, and it's like it's so crazy because it's like it's really like you really see like if you go like a week or two, like you'd be like, all right, I'm just gonna be super positive, super like out, like whoever I meet, whatever I do, it's like people start feeding on that.
Yeah,
and
it's like gravitates towards you.
Yeah, and you
and
start
you
start meeting like the craziest people. Like there's some stories where like me and Alex like we'll go like hang out and stuff, and like we'll just walk in and like we're all, we're upbeat, like just doing our own thing. You guys are
uplifting people,
and then it's just like not even like swarm, like people like, oh, how's you doing, like what, and end up going like 45 like hour-long talks with like just random strangers. It's so cool.
Yeah, you got to read I already talked about this on another episode, but I'll talk about it again. And it's the book I'm reading, and it's the Celestian Prophecy, and it's a spiritual guidebook.
Okay,
but it's a fiction novel about a guy learning the 9 insights of the world. But it's a fiction, but some people are taking it so far to where it's like some people are following it like, to the T. So I just wanted to read it because I want to learn it. Yeah. But the very first like 2 insights is your energy, and like part of the book is like if you put your hands together, and you know how you see a Christmas tree and you can make your eyes shift, and you see not like that, but like you see your eyes shift and it's like blurry.
Yeah.
So in the book they do that with their hands. Like, and then there's an energy. So then the girl basically explains to him, like, there's energy all around. And it goes so far to explain, like, I was thinking to myself, if I had sad news, like, let's say a sibling or something passed away of mine, and I told you, what happens to you?
It would instantly, what is it? It's not sympathy, it's empathy, one of those two.
Empathy.
Where you, like, kind of, like, get in their shoes.
Now you have my sadness, too.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But, like, it's just weird that, like, energy, so that's why I've always been, like, telling the bench, let's do the defense chant, because that energy is being played out. Even though we're farther from you guys and like we're not playing defense with you 5, if our energy can go out to y'all, then we're gonna be. It's the sole reason of why like home games are important.
Yeah, like home and away games, like how they have like the like home court advantage almost. Yeah, like when we played like GCU.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's like sucks. Like, we're getting so much energy, but if we don't have that energy, like, if we don't have someone like you or me doing defense chant, it just gets sucked out of us. And it's like, they are owning us. No. And it's like a sense of,
Go ahead.
I want you to go into it.
Nah, it was so crazy that you say that. Like, the GCU game, like, I was, like, so hyped. I'm like, oh, my God, D1 team, da-da-da-da. Like, first possession, like, I didn't even feel like me. Like, I'm running up and down the court. I'm
you feel numb.
Yeah, and I was like, look, like, I'm running back. But I'm not even worried about the play. Like, I'm looking up at stands. I'm like, oh, my goodness.
Yeah, like you're outside of your...
Like, body.
You're not in your flow, but, like, you're not in, like, the sense of, like, a good flow. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm going off. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no.
But, I mean, you did play good that game. But, set aside from that, like, I don't know. I just felt like... Because it's so weird, because, like, if you told someone, like, in Christianity about, like, energy and... take what you want, like, that sounds all like, you should be giving everything back to God. You should be doing that. But then I'm like, I mean, he created this. Like, everything has frequency. Everything has, I don't know. But you've always been on that side of realm. Like, if I talk to you, like right now, we're both smiling, talking about energy, because we're both energy type people. Like, we're feeding off of each other. So it's just.
But it's so crazy that you bring up God in that sense. It's because. Like, I feel like science and all that stuff is so behind when it comes, like, the religious aspect of it. Because, like, people be like, oh, the energy stuff, like, you're, like, on some, like, voodoo stuff. But it's, like, in the Bible, like, it talks about, like, taking that time, like, with God. And it's, like, like, you're supposed to, like, take your time and, like, pray. And he's giving you that energy, like, while you're praying. Like, he says, like, pray during hard times. Like if you think more,
that's crazy you said that.
Like, if you think, like, more logically about it, like, he's asking you to go, like, and he tells you, like, go in the room, close the door. Like, he's asking you to go sit in a room by yourself and pretty much, like, you're going to be, like, so, like, flat with it. Like, just talk.
Yeah.
Like, talk to him. Like, you can't see him. You can't hear him. And it's, like, it's so crazy. Like, I don't know about you, but, like sometimes after I, like, pray about it, I'll be like, all right.
You
like,
feel
I'm
better now.
Yeah,
you feel
like,
energized.
And it's like, people be like, but if you talk about it in, like, the more, like, logical sense, like, nah, he just transferred. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then people look at you weird, but no, I get.
No, yeah, because I took it so far to like I wanted to be different. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be like I don't want to pray. I want to be different, but I wanted to try meditation because I felt like prayer. I mean, you could probably feel this, but there's some times where you're just like, I feel like I'm talking to nothing. Yeah. And in a sense of like, not you're like, you know he's there, but you just know like, okay, this is weird. Like, yeah. Why am I spending this time by myself? So then I was like, let me just meditate. Because meditation, you're with yourself, which God created. Yeah. Like he wants you, because I think that's where like we're going wrong is like, we're not in tune with ourselves. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And that just goes straight into like psychology.
But even to bring it back to that, you know how it says like he's part of you, like he's with you like all the time, like there's a piece in you like that little God like angel that like tells you, and it's like when you're meditating, like how do you know you're not like talking to him like internally? You know what I mean? Because he's supposed to be inside, like he's supposed to be with you in no sense. So it's crazy that you say that.
Because I always felt like meditation. Because I know meditation dives into like other religions.
Yeah, like.
But then I was really talking to McKay about it, and because you know McKay is
Mormon.
Yeah, but like we shouldn't say Mormon because like I don't know, it's like because it gets a bad stigma. So he said it Latter-day Saints, I think.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
think so. Yeah.
But I forgot there was a quote that I read. I don't know how true it is because you know like you're on your own path, you're on your own journey, and like of course our parents can lay a foundation for us, like but then at the end of the day it's just you and. He created you. You know what I mean? So then I was thinking, or the quote that I was talking about was that like God put different religions in different times of the world for like different people. Because like the biggest thing is like I know the answer, but I don't know the answer. Because like there's someone in the world that thinks their religion is right and that they think we're not making it to heaven. Yeah. Because their religion is saying, like, they're not following their rules. And then there's people in Christianity that's like, oh, he thinks, like, he's going to be the higher power. Yeah. He's not going to go to... But then, like, who really decides that? Because we can't judge, and they can't judge us. So I feel like God intertwined all these religions in a way.
No, I definitely could see that. I just think, like... Definitely, like, if you, like take all the religions, like, flat out, like, they have the same, like, core principles, like, the same, like, values and stuff. It's just, like...
It just, like, branches off differently. Yeah. Of, like, what you would enjoy. You know what I'm talking about? But then, like, that's what I was saying. I'd take meditation from it, but then put it in my religion. It's like rapping. There's rapping. Okay. Yeah.
I like that.
So there's rapping, but then you can go into... country rap, you can go into rap, you can go into soft rap,
but you go
Christian rap.
You go deeper to that because there's like different alleys in that, like West Coast versus like East Coast rap, or you know like Cali rap's different than. No, I definitely feel that. It's
that's just how I feel. Because then like who are we to say like no you're because that's why I've always hated like people saying my religion's right. Yeah. But then I'm like God. But back to what you were saying. That's what I was just about it back. So back to your saying is like. I think God is so out of our realm that like we're caring for the wrong. I've always said that we're caring for the wrong things, whether it's politics, the laws that we like go vote. You know, like okay, yeah, we should vote, but like God doesn't even worry about that. Like, you know what I mean? He like knows our future. So I just felt like he's outside of our realm of like he's worrying about stuff that we don't even know about. Yeah, you know what I'm talking? Like,
no, I definitely feel you. It's so crazy because I like started, you know, 2023, everybody has like their new stuff. Yeah. And I've like been starting to like kind of like not almost like try to step into a new like chapter and a new kind of like I want to kind of do things different, you know, like with with praying, meditating, like I want to try fasting. I've done it once, but I want to
like a Kyrie Irving.
Kind of. Yeah. I don't want to be, but you know what I mean. Kind of.
Oh, you're gonna be like Kyrie Irving. No. But I wouldn't recommend during a game. But like, no, are you saying fasting for like the religion part?
Yeah, just like
during Lent. Are you talking about?
Nah, just on my own time, just to see, cause it's talked about in the Bible. Like other religions talk about it. Like I want to see like what it's
Yeah.
Like what it can bring me and like grow my connection with God. So that's why it's kind of been piquing my interest. I've been kind of doing like some
research.
Yeah,
I didn't know that about you.
Because you don't know. I'm low-key a nerd. Like when it comes to like
I love doing it, but then I'm like once I start talking about it, I'm like, man, he's not listening to me. Like you know what I'm talking about? Like I don't want to.
Nah, I'm definitely.
I don't want to push stuff on people. So
what with like the fasting or like meditation stuff?
Yeah, like meditation. I'm like, because everyone like I found meditation through my own through my own things like basketball. Like there's bigger things about like that's why I found it, and then it like turned it to something else. Like right now, you might be thinking like I want to try fasting for religion, and then in the later you're gonna be like, wow, like you found something else through it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? Like,
because I heard it's who said it. There's somebody saying that like it's actually like good for you.
No, yeah, fasting. Yeah. Because I don't really know because there's science to everything. So I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, it works. But like I think everything works, and there's like too much of fasting. I'm pretty sure it's like the 16-hour, 8-hour day you can eat or something like that.
Yeah.
And you count when you sleep. So if you sleep 8 hours, you got to wait for another 8 hours. Something like that.
Not without eating. I don't know. I'm gonna look more into it.
Don't take my word for it.
Nah, I got. But I definitely want to do like a day maybe.
Oh, so you want to do like a full day fast?
Yeah, but like I don't want it like. I don't know.
I'm not gonna talk to you during that day because you're gonna probably be like
hangry. But that's the thing. Like I don't want it to.
You want to see how your body's reacting to it?
Yeah, but I don't want to like let it affect my day though. You know what I mean? Like I want that to be an internal struggle that I'm taking up with him, but I don't even want people to know. That's why I said like I don't want to do it on like with you. Like I'm trying to be different. Like I don't want to do it on no specific day. Like you know I'm trying to like it's like an eternal thing. So you want like I wanted to do it like where you don't even know that I'm fasting. Obviously I wouldn't do it like during basketball, anything like that.
I'm gonna do it during the GSAC tournament. I'm like
championship game,
chill.
Coach. I'm not eating all game.
I'm like God, we don't want this for you.
Just pass out half court mid Utah.
Go get him. So that's what I'm saying. Like. Yeah, because fasting, we see it through a lot of religions.
Yeah.
But then, you know, like, how are the hours? You know what I mean? Like, they don't have the same calendar. They don't have the same, like, 24-hour days.
No,
But it is, like, some of the stuff that happens, like, during Lent, how you can't eat meat on Friday. You know, there's different types.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I grew up in or not grew up, but I went to high school in a Catholic church.
Okay.
There were so... You didn't know that? So I went to St. Mary's.
Okay.
And it was a high school in Phoenix, Arizona. And, you know, you learn about different... Because my family, my mom's side, started off as Catholicism, so Catholics.
Oh.
But then they derived to... You know the Salvation Army?
Yeah.
That's our church. So then it's non-denominational, just Christianity.
Yeah.
And so we dived into that. And that's where, like, my whole family... Because, like, my mom's parents, they, like, kind of found God. They always were there. But they were, like, that one family where it's, like... Only go on Easter, you know, the holiday.
Yeah, like the big holidays, yeah.
But then there was the Major Martinez's. So it's crazy that I'm inviting you into my family right now. It's just weird. That's what I love about the podcast.
Yeah.
But sorry, off topic. But the Major Martinez's kind of helped my nana and my tata, so my mom's parents. So then later in life, my dad found my mom through the church. Like it's just weird because they went to it was like the teen camps. So my dad was, like, really best friends with my mom's brothers. Like, the one that you saw today at the game.
Yeah.
That was the brother. And they have, like, stories of, like... I don't even know if I should say it. But, like, you know, crazy stories of, like, camp. And then, like, they have the funniest stories or, like, the scariest. Like, someone was possessed. Like, scary stuff like that. I don't know if it's true.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so, like, they have those. And that's how they found each other. I forgot where I was going with this. Oh, so then, you know, growing up in high school in a Catholic church, I had to learn different stuff, like what a Eucharist is, you know.
Yeah, all of that.
Yeah, like the bread and all that, and then like Ash Wednesday. But in Christianity, it's just like... But I love it more because now I feel like in Catholicism, it's like steps. Like God is so far from you.
Yeah.
But then at the Christian church, you're like... not in a sense of like, I'm equal to you, but like... that I can worship God without like no... almost like a friend, but he's not a friend. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but that's how I grew up. That's how my parents, which I don't know if it was right or wrong, but they grew up like almost saying like treat him as like your best friend.
Yeah, tell him what's going on.
Yeah, like
that's what my parents did.
Like I would never run to my parents like, Dad, like I really, like stuff like that.
Say
but
your
like,
sins.
Yeah, but like I'd go to my best friend and be like, "Yo, I'm gonna tell you what I just did." Like, but that kind of thing, and it's just crazy how different people like find God and how
there's so many. That's what I'm saying. There's so many like doctrines, so many dilemmas, so many laws that people dive into. But then I'm like, we're forgetting the main point is having a relationship with God.
Yeah,
and everyone, like you said, is gonna find.
Everybody's gonna find it.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, because that's his plan. So it's crazy.
Because there's some times where I'm like, did I even give my life to God? You know what I'm talking about? Like,
yeah.
Because like the pastor's talking like, if you want to come to the altar, and like and I'm like in my heart like, did I even? Because I remember like one time in 8th grade, like my dad gave a whole because my dad used to be a teen pastor, just like volunteer.
Yeah.
And you know how he is, like a youth pastor. So I'm like, okay, this guy's, but like he used to make me like the saddest because I was like, man, my dad's saying this, and I should be like a role model to, like kids. Everyone's thinking the youth pastor's kids is so,
like so perfect. Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, bro, like I'm not that. So I remember one time 8th grade, like getting on my knees on the altar. Mm-hmm. But then I never told anyone this, but I go to church. I go to church almost every Sunday. Mm-hmm. So then one Sunday it was after the BYU game, and we came home, and I was like, I'm gonna go to church, like. Because usually when we come back on these trips, like this Sunday, I'm probably not going to go to church because like we get home so late. Yeah. And it's just so hard. Like, and it's an excuse. That's an excuse. Like, I should just, but like, like, okay, I go to Spirit Life. But that doesn't count. You know what I mean? Like, Spirit Life doesn't really count. I think. Like,
Yeah, some days
so,
it hits
but
us.
that Sunday, my dad preached. Like, because our major is usually our pastor. We call him major. And she was out of town. So then my dad preached, and he had like a heart talk. Like when he preaches, he's like me. He'll say stories and all that because like that's how I learn. Yeah. So like us talking about stories right now, like we wouldn't be able to say facts, but people are gonna remember our episode because we're sharing stories. Yeah. Like your brother or me, like right now. Yeah. So and I just remember he played. Have you ever heard of the song "Come to the Altar"?
Oh my God, so sad,
bro. So he knows like this is the saddest song on planet Earth. Yeah, right. And like I have it liked on my Spotify, but he played it. Played it. You know how they're like cue the band, but like we have no band, so it cued the YouTube video. Yeah. And I was like, bro, like why am I? Because it hit me like, okay, this is our last year. Mm-hmm. Like I was thinking basketball terms, but then I was also thinking like deeper, like, wow, like I met so many great people like you. All my teammates, I'm like, I don't deserve, like, not in a way I don't deserve this, but, like, I'm lucky.
No, facts.
You know what I mean? Because when I go to church, our church is, like, I wouldn't say in the ghetto, but it's, like, like, I'm over here playing college basketball, and then on Sundays, I go to this church, and I'm, like, no one really knows, like, you know what I mean? Like, I just came back from a BYU game, right?
Like, most people would never do that in their life.
So if someone were to pass by the church, they're not going to be like, damn, all right, sorry, not saying damn. Dang, that kid just played at BYU. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Like, just a sense of, like, no one knows what I'm doing. Yeah. Like, I walked into church, no one's going to be like, bro, I saw you on TV, or, you know what I mean? Saw you on ESPN. Like, no one was doing that. And I was just like, man, I want people to, like, I hit a three in BYU, like, I'm him. And, that's how I felt. But then that song came on, I was like, Jesus, like, not Jesus, but I was saying, like, Jesus, like, take a step back. Dude, like, thank you. Like,
nah, it's so crazy.
So I went to the altar and I was like, bro, I was tearing up. I was crying. But that was like after the BYU game. Yeah.
Dang, I haven't been up there.
You haven't been to the altar?
No, I have. No, I've been up there in a while.
You can't go now because you're just copying me.
Hey, they're gonna see me at the church. No, I haven't been up there since I was a kid because I used to go with my grandma all the time. But that's so crazy that you like said that, like how you like it made you like take a step back. Yeah. So we did vision boards. Me and my mom and my dad over the just like on some like family bonding kind of stuff. Like we had like some wine. We were sitting there doing like vision boards and stuff.
What kind of wine? Pinot Noir or?
No, she drinks. We was on red. My mom. Side note: my mom wants to be a sommelier. So like the professional wine tasters, bro. When I'm telling you, she literally like blew my mind one day. Like my dad like went like bought her like a whole bunch of different wines because she wants to get good at like wine tasting. Bro, I did not know like the way you like swirl the cup.
Yeah, with the cup like this.
But you can see like by how like the like alcohol content, like how like sits up there, you can tell like the alcohol content. Bro, when I'm telling you, she was like, this one has like 14 point something and like getting them on the head. And she was like, oh, I taste these flavors, and like we're reading the back and it's hitting all. I'm like, yo, I was like, never in my life. Like I don't even taste food like that.
Because we just eat it. Yeah, we're just like, oh yeah, or you probably just drink wine, just drinking wine.
But back to what I was saying. Yeah. But on my vision board, like I was just sitting there and on this, like was flipping through magazines, like cutting out pictures and stuff. And like this whole magazine, it was, I don't even know what the ad it was, but it had like thankful over it. And I don't know why. Like I was literally like just like stuck. I was like, dang, like I'm selfish, yo. Like I'd be crying, I'm like, dang. Like, oh, I didn't play good today, da-da-da. Yeah. I'm like, dang, not many people, you feel me, like got to like be a part of like a collegiate athlete team. And I'd be thinking like high school kids I went to high school with, like none of them were doing that, like stuff like that. So it really just that's kind of been my word this year, like trying to be like more thankful in like different situations,
like showing gratitude.
Like, because it's like
we don't have to be here.
Yeah,
we there's like people that are taking their last breath, like as we're talking.
That's crazy. That's a crazy thought.
Yeah, and bro. I'm just like, all right, bro. Like, and I'm over here complaining that we eat In-N-Out twice. You know what I'm talking about? Like, some people aren't eating today, or.
Nah,
you know.
Yeah, no, I feel that. But that's why I've been trying to be like a lot more like thankful in those situations. Even like if I feel like I played bad, like I still be like thank you for the opportunity. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like you still showed out. Like it's not like you just quit. You know what I mean? It's just deeper than that.
That's why I thanked you at the beginning, because I was like, you know, thank you for like having me on here.
Because then I like having people on because like now your audience, your family, like there's some stuff that they don't probably know about you. And then they probably see the kid at the bench, like, who's that kid? Like, yeah, who's that teammate? But now they get to know, like, our team dynamic, like what we're doing right now. We're talking. So that's what I like, because not many people get to do what we're doing.
Nah, but I like now. That's why, like, when I first, like, see you post it, I was like, oh, no, this going to be tough. Cause, like, just, like, hearing everybody, like, talk, and just, like, hearing you, like, because most people, like, see you as, like, goofy, but, like, getting, like, really deep in, like, what you think. And,
I want to be goofy, but, like, you know, you're going to have to get...
You gotta have like some like real conversation. Yeah. No, that's
because that's the thing about me is like that people don't know about me. If we'll be eating dinner at the table and I'll ask my mom the most like philosophical question about the Bible because I'm just trying to learn. But then I know for a fact that she doesn't know the answer. But for me, and I'm like, I know the answer.
Yeah, just to see what her thought.
Like she won't believe in aliens, and I'm like, Mom, there's no way we're the only ones here.
There's no way.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, like you know. Mm-hmm. Or like the question I have ready for you is like Deja Vu, and I'll just be asking her that, and I'm like, but they won't like dive deep in it.
Yeah,
like, that's why I made a joke, and I was like, Mom, we should all just take shrooms one dinner and just
talk.
Yeah, but then I was like, you know what, my mom will probably beat me. Like I don't know their struggles, so they probably I'm over here the goofy kid.
Nah, that's so crazy.
Yeah, so yeah, so we can get to our next question. And that is, what is the most important life lesson that you've learned?
Most important life lesson.
And it could be like I kind of like what you were talking about, whereas like just taking a step back. Because like that's something I had to do last year of like, dang, like I know I got 2 years and I know I'm going to start like, a job. Because most of us are leaving this year.
Yeah.
And it's like, am I going to get to see Dev again? Am I going to see Colt again? Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And like, it saddens me, but then I'm like, I'm thankful because I took every opportunity as it was. Like, it's not like I was like, I'm not going to hang out with Dev today.
Yeah.
But now I'm taking it as like, I know it's the last. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, this trip, we'll never go to Menlo again. Like,
never. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I think that one's definitely a like very important one that I've learned and am learning.
Yeah.
Like going through it. But another one that my dad taught me at a young age was just like go at everything with 100%.
Yep.
And if you fail, like try something different. You know what I mean? And it was just very practical, very something that I can apply. Obviously, I didn't really apply it to school. I didn't really care for school like that. But
I mean, who does? But.
Like football and like basketball, that's why I've always had like I'm gonna try it. Like I'm just gonna give it my whole heart.
Yep.
And if I fail, then I'm gonna find something different to do, or I'm gonna tweak this. But it's that's kind of like the big like life lesson that I've been kind of keeping in my back pocket that I kind of roll with every day. That keeps me going.
Because I like that you said that, like just like working hard, because that's how you. I think there's like that Steve Kerr quote, and it was like, you could tell who a person is by the way he plays basketball. Have you ever heard of that?
No, I ain't.
Yeah, Steve Kerr said you could tell by the way someone is by the way they play basketball. So like me, I feel like, you know, the shooter, I stay outside. Mm-hmm. I'm not really tend to be like, I'm gonna go try something new in a way.
Yeah.
But like you go at everything full force, like no breaks. And like if coach subs you out, you're like, fine, I get subbed out. Like like you're that type of person. It's like, oh, I'm guarding that guy, and like you know that, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like that's what I've always liked about you is that you're on to the next. And like you're the how you say it? You're the epiphany of in the present moment of like what we need to do right now is because I always said you're our like mental leader. Yeah. And then like Joe's our physical leader. Like Joe's not gonna be the one like put us together. You know, he does our prayer, but he's not gonna put us together and be like, we need to do this. Like nah, like everyone's gonna be like, all right, Joe, just go out there and get on the block. You know what I mean? But then for you, you're like our mental leader of like, we need to do this, or you know, that one time you stopped our shoot around, it was like, bro, get, you know what I mean? And I was just like, man, I was, you know, I was hot, but I was like,
nah, it's crazy. I get that. It's crazy. We can get into this story later, but I didn't even really care for playing basketball at first.
Like before Ottawa?
Like before, like I even touched the basketball. Like I was.
Yeah, because when did you start playing? Was it in high school?
Yeah, technically.
Sophomore
8th grade high school. No, I didn't play. I played 1 year of varsity basketball.
Senior year?
Yeah, that's my only year that I played, like varsity.
Dang.
So it's so crazy. So I was a football kid. Yeah. Super, as you can tell.
Oh, yeah. No, I thought you were a lacrosse or something.
No, so I was a super football kid, and my brother was heavy basketball. And this is one of my red flags that my mom says I have. But, like, I have a thing where I want to prove people wrong.
Oh, so you're proving your...
I was proving my brother wrong. So he said, we was outside because we had a hoop out front. And he said, you're like, you suck at basketball. You're not good. I said, don't do that, bro. Don't do that.
What's the age difference between you and your brother?
2 years.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I never even knew you had a brother.
I keep it on wraps. I don't hide him. But
so he's your older brother?
Yeah.
And so you're the baby?
I am.
Do you have... There's no...
Just me and him. But we're not as close. I guess we had a spurt where we got really close, and then all that happened, and we kind of just been keeping our separate ways. Like, I still love him to death, like, all that brother, stuff. Yeah, but kind of been separate ways. But he's always been, without him knowing, he's always been like a big motivation on why, like, I hoop.
Like inspires you.
Yeah, and all that. But at first it started because I'm just going to prove you wrong.
Yeah, and then, I could hoop.
Yeah. So then.
Mean elbow.
So I played 8th grade year, like, you know, the A team, B teams, but I was sucked. I was just out there. Freshman year, because my brother was on varsity at the time as a junior. Freshman year, I was like, oh, it's cake. I'm getting a spot. Like, my brother's on varsity. Yeah. Got cut.
Okay.
So I was hot.
I've gotten cut before, too. So.
Yeah, I was so sick. And I remember, like, not going to none of, like, because all my friends made it. Yeah. And I remember not going to none of their games. I was like, nah, like, I hate the coach. I'm doing. I remember.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
Like so many hours. So then made it sophomore year, but I rode the bench. Like, I was like literally water boy. Junior year, summer going in junior year, that's when I started, like, getting, like, a little better. I caught my growth spurt. But then I broke my shoulder and dislocated it.
Which one?
My right shooting one.
Dang.
Broken, dislocated. So.
And you're still playing football throughout all this?
No, I quit my freshman year because my mom told me I got to pick one or the other. Because
she said pick CTE or
a
good break.
I had to pick one or the other.
And so you being the younger brother, you said
I'm going basketball. Yeah. So
after getting cut, that's
because I was like, you're not gonna cut me and think that's it. Like, but junior year is like 2 or 3 games in. My big man missed a layup. I go to offensive rebound, fall, pop it out of place.
Yep.
Pop it out of place / broke it. I get up, run to the other end, and then like they throw they score, like throw the end ball, hits my arm, and I'm like, yo, I cannot move it.
Yeah,
they take me to the training room. Yeah, and they like start like trying to like pop it back into place, and I think that's when she broke it, like trying to pop it back into place.
And you felt it, or?
I was so like high off adrenaline, and then I got like she was like, and they were like, well, I think we're gonna have to take you to the ER, and I was like, no, like I'm not trying to go to the ER.
I'll play with one arm.
Yeah, so I like stood up and I like fell over, cause I like got lightheaded quick. So they put me in the wheelchair.
Blood was probably going.
Yeah. So they put me in a wheelchair and like they're rolling me like by the gym. And I'm like, wait, like I want to see the score stuff. And I remember like them getting me in the truck. Longest car ride ever. My shoulder was throbbing. I was so mad. But then rehab, recover, came back senior year. And been hooping ever since.
That's a pretty good. I never knew you got cut, and I never knew you got. Yeah. I got cut in, I think 6th grade.
Really?
But it was a big changing point in my life because I was like, man, all my friends made it, and I was like, bro, I had a Sean Marion jump shot, like, but it was cash. Like, I made everything, but I never really liked the coach. Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess I could say his name, but Coach Scott was his name. Like, I still, because I'm always gonna remember him. Oh, yeah. But then I'm like, that's what I was saying. You can see it from two perspectives. I see it as like, thank you for.
Now I thank him.
Yeah, because if I would have made it, I would have been like,
like, oh, I'm all that.
Yeah. Yeah. But since I got cut, I was like, man, and this wasn't back then where we had phones. You had to go up to the gymnasium, see your number, and like, I was with the friend group, and I was like,
oh, the whole group, and not seeing your number, but like.
Yeah, and then it's like they're already like kind of kicking you out they didn't kick me out the friend group, but it was just like, all right, like I'm not gonna hang out with y'all.
Yeah, because what I mean? We're going to practice. Like, oh, like I guess I hit y'all.
I'll see y'all later. I guess. Yeah, I can watch or I'll film, but like that was a big turning point because I was like, I'm gonna change my jump shot. I'm gonna, I was like, I remember the day I got home, I was watching the E60 of Stephen Curry, and he's basically he starts crying on the E60, basically saying because he worked so hard with his dad of like changing his jump shot. Because Del Curry, being a shooter, was like, you're not gonna make it anywhere if you don't fix your jump shot. Because it was a slingshot. So when he said that, I was like, oh my God, like that's my jump shot right now. So I was like, he's telling his son that. Like, why isn't my dad telling me that? But my dad never really played basketball. He played baseball. So I really like put the iPad down. I said, Dad, we're changing my jump shot. Like, so he didn't know what. Because he has a pretty good jump shot. It looks just like Michael Jordan's. Like,
really?
Yeah, and I'm like, bro, my dad has a strap. And I was like, how do you have a strap? Because then I was like losing to him, but I'm always at the park. So I was like, there's no way, right? So then, fast forward, I changed my jump shot and everything. I make the team. But then now fast forward years later. So when I go to like parks and stuff, like Jerry would tell you, I'm a different person. Like I'm not the person you see now. Like
I believe it.
Corner to corner. Like I'm not doing that. Like I'm shooting half court. I'm playing fun. Like if
it's so much better in the park.
Yeah. Like if we could play for the park, bro, I'm all time. Take Joe out of the game. It's me. Like, but then that's not who I am as a team because like there's
it's
5
different.
of us. Yeah,
it's different.
Because now my brother's passing me the ball. Like I'm telling him, we do horns. I'm going to tell my brother, set illegal screens, and I'm getting my shot out. Like, I'll tell him that. So then I'm going off at this park, and guess who's playing pickleball?
Who?
Coach Scott. He's playing pickleball, and he comes up to me after the game and says, you got a good stroke. And I know who he is. He doesn't know who I am.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank you. And I took that as like,
like, yeah.
Dude, I want to punch you in the, like, I'm going to go to jail right now. Because you shaped me, but like you made me hate you for because you're a little kid, you're going through a change, and the whole thing about making basketball your identity. Basketball is my identity. Curry,
all that.
Kobe, and then you hear the Jordan story, like getting cut. You don't ever think you're gonna get cut.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and it happens, and you're just like,
it's so great. No, it's crazy that you said. I remember my the coach who cut me too, Coach Neighbors. Coach Neighbors.
He's probably listening right now. He's like, damn, you don't say my name.
Nah, but it's so I came back for an open gym like after like I was in JUCO, and he was playing, and I remember like him guarding me. I took the possession so serious. I gave him the meanest bucket. But just like you said, I'm a different player. Like I'm PG when I go out there.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm point
forward.
Yeah.
Oh, because I believe it. Because you'll be like messing around doing those step backs. I'm like, okay, there's no 4. He's not a 4. And I see in open gyms too, like hitting threes and left and right. I'm like, man, give this man some freedom. But yeah, that's what I'm saying is like, I just hated that moment because the whole time I didn't know he was right there, but he was watching. He was like on the fence, and I was like, man, dude, forget this dude. Like he cut me, and it's just weird. Like I was saying, like what we were talking about earlier is like everything's for a reason.
Everything. That shit.
And why was he even playing?
Pickleball
right there next while I was dropping a 20 piece. Like when we go up to 11, I'm scoring all 11.
All 11.
I might get 9. Yeah. Well, I mean, you've seen it over there. Like, yo, yeah. If I get hot, I get hot. But like, but it's not hot like that. Like, I'm bringing up the ball. I'm not playing defense though, but I'll give you your twos.
That's crazy. I'm a shot blocker at the park too.
Yeah. You're pinning that?
Oh my God, all the time.
Yeah. I'm not gonna go to the park you go to though. I'm not.
One man freak show.
Because I have to take my I have to bring my brother. Mm-hmm. I have to at least have 3 guys because they'll set a double screen. Like we're not running plays. Like don't get me wrong, but like they're setting illegal screens and people are complaining because the other one used to go to Ottawa and he was a lineman. His name was Nomar. I think you knew him. I don't know.
I think so.
Nomar Laurel, and he was like our offensive lineman 2 years ago or last year.
Okay.
Not this last year, but like the last season.
Yeah.
And he was my brother's best friend forever.
Really?
So it's funny because he used to think I used to suck too when I used to go to the park when I was little. And he'd be like the one pushing me to the corner. Mm-hmm. So then when I got older, I was like, now you're going to the corner because I'm scoring. So it was just funny, like times change. Yeah. And now he sets me screens while I shoot. Like, or go get the board and pass it back out. Don't go for a layup because our biggest thing was like go for threes. Because if we don't go threes, we're losing. And we always end the game with like 12 because all threes. Like, I don't care.
Hey, we're not shooting no layups, fellas. All threes.
So tell me about like, was your brother and you like battles like on basketball? Was it tough?
So physical. At first, like when I first started playing, obviously like he would blow me out. Yeah. But the more I started like, getting my growth spurt, like stuff like that, started getting like more intense. But that's when I had like a really, really bad like anger problem. So 90% of them would turn out and we'd just end up wrestling on the ground or something. Or
that's how I was.
Somebody like end up like throwing the ball at each other and my mom got to split it up. But no, those are definitely those and like playing with his friends because he like.
It's always the brother's friends that are like.
No, I remember I used to get in fights with all of them because obviously I didn't know how to play basketball. I didn't know how to play defense and stuff.
And so I'm fouling. They're chirping.
Yeah, so I'm fouling thinking I'm playing good defense and stuff, and they're getting hot. And I'm like, yo, stop being so soft. Like,
let's go to football court.
Yeah, I'd be like, he be hitting me harder when we were just walking around the house. I was like, you guys are good. And it was all that, but all that, but all that just kind of made me into like the player I am like today and stuff. Yeah. Like just so like physical and rough.
Foul out.
Yeah. No, I got good. I know how to get 4 and be okay. I know how to get 4 and be okay.
4 before 2 minutes. Yeah, because me and my brother have some stories about playing like one-on-one. Where like, because he used to always beat me, and I used to get pissed because I used to be at the park every day, and he wasn't. Yeah. And then when he did, he'd beat me, and I was like, man, this ain't fair. But he would post me up, and he knew that was my weakness. Like, anyone would post me up and win. So, but when I started getting good and started getting buckets on him, he would, when he, how you go back, you score, and then go back to the top of the key, and I'm walking, and he would just chuck the ball at the back of my head. Oh. And I'd be like, because I can't do anything, he's going to beat me. Like, right? Or if I beat him, he'd get my ball, kick it across, like, the world. And I'm like, all right, bro. Like, or through my bike. Like, people could attest to this, but he used to get my bike and throw it, like, in the rocks or push me into the pool. Like, it was just, brother things. Like, I'm like, bro. But when he won, like.
Oh, when everybody knew about it.
No, it wasn't like everybody knew. It was like he handled business. And that was what made me pissed. Like, I wanted him to cheer. Yeah. But he would just be like, and go home. Oh. And I was like, bro, can we play again? I used to, like, cry and, like, because I used to have anger problems, too, because I got kicked out of a game once. Like, you don't know that. Like, you see me as, like, the sweet, goofy. But, like, when I used to play basketball, I was a hothead. And I was, like, I don't know. It was, like, people used to, like, get in my head easily. So I think that's why I started, like, the whole meditation and like you're not gonna get me off my game, especially if you're like a shooter and stuff. Like you're the type of person to get someone else off, but then like no one can get you out because you're not even worried about that. You know what I mean? Like you're a step above everybody else. But a shooter, if you don't have a strong mind,
you miss 1 or 2 shots, I'm gonna let you know.
Or you used to always be in open gym and like if I shot or anyone shot, you'd be like off. Like that's the thing that gets me. I was like, no, I can shoot, bro. Right? Like, after the game, like, you were just joking, right? Like, see, that's what get me. And I'm like...
You be like, how did he know it was off? Like, flap.
Yeah, Deb, you're hurting my feelings. Like, tell me, please. It wasn't off.
So, I thought it came off.
Yeah. And then teams switch, and you're like, oh, yeah, keep making that. And I'm like, there's this guy. I'm like, gee, get him. Yeah.
But it was more than just basketball, man, my brother. My brother used to be, he was smart. Like, he had it all. And like if he would beat me at like a video game, like I'm throwing the video game. I'm
throwing the controller. I'm clearing.
Yeah. The crazy thing is, this is okay. There was a backstory. This kind of the reason why my mom like kind of egged me on to play basketball or something. So we got in an argument like downstairs. That was like our like hangout room.
You and your brother?
Yeah. And I remember him saying something and kind of like walking off, like how your brother do. Like,
yeah.
I turned around, I tackled him, and I put a hole in the wall. Like he was like sitting in the wall. And I remember my dad came down, and he was like, "Nah, y'all can go ahead and finish." He was like, "Y'all gonna come upstairs when y'all done though." And me and him just looking at each other, like he's like sitting in the wall, and I'm like standing there, and we like looked at each other. I just shook my head. I walked upstairs. That was the longest night.
So what happened? Like your brother just was shocked that you did that, or
no? Well, yeah, he was definitely shocked that I did that because I used to like just like try to like hit him or kick him or something, but I was like,
you put him in the whole building.
Yeah, like I tackled him, and my dad was so hot about the big hole in the wall.
Yep.
We got like a 2-hour lecture, like
the lectures, bro.
Like they took
beating or no?
No,
you didn't get a whipping.
No, surprisingly not. But you know what? My Super Bowl trophy, like kid's Super Bowl trophy that I won in football, got broken. But they took, so we had like rooms right next to each other. Mm-hmm. They took everything out of all of our rooms, made us take it out of all of our rooms, put it in my mom's office, neatly. Then we had 2 twin beds, like both our beds, put them in my room, and all the room was the 2 twin beds.
Oh, that's prison, bro.
On the thing. And then he took the hinges off the door and just laid the door right in between our 2 beds. Like no blankets, no pillows, just the 2 twin beds. There was nothing else in the room.
And an open door. That's when I would have picked up the phone and called CPS.
He took everything. And he was like, "You guys can't leave this room." And like they'd be having like full conversations and stuff, like walking by, and mom would be like, "All right, dinner's here." Like we'd go down and eat dinner. We'd have to sit with our backs to the TV, so we're hearing everything. You'd be like, "You better not turn around." So we're like finish eating, gotta clean the kitchen. All right, go back in your room. It was like 2 or 3 weeks. It was like that, and I was like this is jail. Like if I ever went to prison, I'd be fine. I know what it's like. Ready.
Nah, I be seeing their TikToks. Prison looks kind of fun.
No.
You know what I mean? Like they're like watching TV on Netflix. Yeah. I'm like, what?
No, but you know the little like, have your ceilings ever had like the little popcorn on it? Like like
and you could like shred them.
Yeah. I got so bored.
Yeah.
I got so bored. I was like counting the popcorn on the ceiling, bro. It was so terrible. It was horrible.
Because I remember my old Glendale house, because I used to live in like the Glendale area, and I think I had that. But someone had shot. I say like the story. I change the story all the time. But there was a shooting near like next door to the house.
Yeah.
And I guess it's like some kind of John Wick type stuff, because our neighbor, he was pretty chill with us, but I was a little kid. And I guess he was sitting in the front living room. I guess the story is he's sitting in the front living room and waiting for someone to come shoot him. And I guess he got him, but the people outside were shooting, and a bullet went through my room.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But I don't know if I was in the room or not. Mm-hmm. I don't know, because I barely remember that room. But I remember, like, I'm saying, like, I survived bullets.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell that story. There's, like, another story of, like, my mom leaving me in a car. Yeah, she was pregnant with she says it's, like, a pregnancy. I don't know any moms out there that'll believe my mom. But, like, it's a pregnancy thing that, like, she forgot her child in a car. And, like, yeah. There's, like, so many reasons why I shouldn't be here today, but...
Hey, you made it, though.
Yeah, I made it through I was, like, it's July, and I'm just, like, middle seat, like, dead. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who leaves their car in the summer? I don't know. But she didn't tell me that until I was a senior in high school.
Really?
Yeah. She said it at my, like, we ate at, what's that place called? Not Muddy School. Mikhail's.
I've never had that.
You never had Mikhail's? I don't know. I don't really like it, but it was there was the only place that could hold about 30 Mexicans in a, So then we were all in there, and my mom was like, I got to give a toast. And so she's talking, and she starts crying. I'm like, oh, yeah, she's going to get. And then she says that story, and I'm like, what? Because if she says this story, like, what are other stories that I don't know? You know? So,
I know. Those are
some crazy stories. But yeah, I guess I got shot at.
You got shot at and you dodged it?
Yeah. I killed a guy. No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry, don't come FBI, please.
Yeah. So I kind of, yeah, because we have like about, bro, we've been talking and this feels like it's only been 5 minutes.
No, where are we at?
We're at 50. So, okay, so I want to get into the Deja Vu, but then I also don't want to waste time about your brand.
Well, whatever you want to hear first.
Do you want to talk about your brand?
I can talk about it a little bit.
Because it kind of went into what we were saying.
Yeah.
It's kind of who you are. But I want to talk about it because I haven't seen you really post. Have you?
No. I kind of took
I kind of want to use the time to be like, because this is a podcast.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, I'm doing my thing. But then the podcast is really for guests to, like, learn who you are. So the floor is yours.
I started, 1% better every day. Yeah. Just a brand I started over the summer. And it just started as a joke between, excuse me, my fault.
Don't say you and your brother.
No, between me and my mom. And, like, you know, I would go, like, she would go off to work. I'd go, like, go hoop or something, come back. And, like, before we leave, she'd be like, oh, have a good day. And I was like, hey. Like, one day I was like, hey, make sure you get 1% better today. Like, just jokingly. Yeah. And then,
she took that to heart. She took it personal.
And it just started becoming, like, a day-to-day thing. So we're, like, sitting around, like, the fireplace out back. And she was like, hey, like, that message, like, really been touching me. Like, you don't really know. I'm not thinking nothing of it. I'm like, yeah all right. Like, just get 1%. Yeah, just get 1% better. She was like, no, like, I think we really make something out of it. So then she, like, starts, like, asking me, like, how do I take it? Like, how do I view it and stuff? So I kind of gave her the breakdown on that, on, like, what my thought process was. And then next thing you know, I was putting it on shirts, like, posting videos about it. But I took a break.
I mean, yeah, you are pretty busy. Like,
yeah, for two reasons. One, they were making all the shirts back in Colorado, having to ship them. And I didn't want to put that on them. And, like, it was supposed to be my company, but they were doing all the, like, hard labor on that. So that's why I kind of postponed it. And two, I was like, I don't want to be so caught up in doing all that and I'm missing moments because I'm, like, on my laptop, like, designing different logos, like, getting stuff ordered. Yeah, so I was like, I didn't want to take that away from, like, my senior year and stuff. Yeah. But it is coming back.
Okay. That's what I wanted. Because I was like...
It's coming.
Because I remember I was thinking of, like, I'm going to ask Dev this. I'm going to be like this. And then I was like, hold up. He's doing... Like, because I'm starting this. But then this is a way to be like, there's people that need to hear your story. Yeah. There's people that need to hear our teammate's story. So... And then there's people that need to hear my story. Like, you know? And then there's recruits who want to... You know?
Yeah.
Like, I was just keep making podcasts. But then they're like, they get to meet their teammates or... You know what I mean? Like, they don't get to have what we're having. You know, like, other teams in the GSAC are not talking like this.
Not at all.
1 a.m.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? So, yeah. So, I was just thinking, like, man, I want to shout out to Dev. Like, because, it takes time.
No, it definitely does. I appreciate that. It definitely takes time. I had to learn all the designing and all that, and pressing and all that. YouTube videos, like, up this late, like, working on all of it. But I'm going to start it back up after the year is over, probably when I get back.
After the season's over?
After the season's over, get back and doing the designing because I taught myself how to design the shirts, like how to press the shirts. Like I was doing like different like trial runs and stuff, which I still have some of the shirts, but it's very I didn't like how it looked, so I'm gonna make it look better. And I have a way I'm gonna do the packaging and stuff. Like I felt like it was doing halfway, so I didn't want to put it out there. I love the message, and I still love the message.
But you want to put like you said.
Yeah,
you're the person who wants to put everything into it, and you don't want it to be.
Yeah, I don't want it to be halfway done because I think the message, and if I do it right, the message can touch anybody, and it can be in any circumstance. And like the main like things that I was going for was like mental health. Like most people, hey, I don't need you to be mentally. Perfect today, quote unquote perfect. I don't need you to be mentally perfect today. I just need you to take one more step to being perfect. You know, like people be like,
give me one more day type
thing. Yeah. Or like religion standpoints, like people be like, okay, like I want to do this, and it's like it's not that. Like if you didn't do something yesterday, then let's do it today. But make sure that's why it's the 1% better. You got to keep that going on, and tomorrow you got to add something more onto it.
Yep.
So it's like just
because then you're stagnant, like you're not getting better. Yeah. And I love it.
I got to get it back. I went back. That's crazy. I went back just a couple of days ago and rewatched some of the videos and just got to make it look better. I didn't really like.
You might need to buy a GoPro.
Yeah. I might need to get on it.
Get a ring light.
But I'm gonna get back on that because I think the message alone, regardless of the money and all that, the message alone, I feel like in this day and age can really help a lot of people. Because I feel like a lot of people want the instant. They want gratification. Yeah, like I put a good days in. Like I want this many followers or something like that. But it's like
that's something I'm learning. Because like doing this podcast, I'm like, you're only seeing 10 downloads, 20. But then I'm like, man, I'm getting 10 downloads. Like,
yeah.
Because then I don't want to be looking at it like, man, I'm not trying to compare. Because we live in a world of like
comparison heavy.
Like without even thinking about it, like if I saw your post, I'd be like, man, Dev's doing something I'm not doing. You know what I mean? But subconsciously, but that's not
subconscious.
That's not how I am. Yeah. But like you're just always comparing yourself to someone else. It's because it's just social media it's portrayed on it. Yeah. Like seeing an NBA player our age in the NBA and you're like, man, what did he do that I didn't? You know what I'm talking about? I'm 5'8", so I mean that doesn't make a difference. But you know, just thinking of like stuff like that, just like little comparison, little, like I just, and I understand what you're saying because it's just so hard in a world like you just have to get lucky.
You do.
You just got to get lucky.
It's not even. I figured out it's not even luck. You do it enough time, one of them's gonna hit.
Yep.
Like one of these podcasts, maybe this one right here.
I hope it's this one. Because that's what I'm saying. Like we're both in our flow because. It's been 55 minutes, and I feel like we haven't just started. I haven't even asked you a question. You know what I'm talking about? I haven't asked you a question, so I was like, yeah.
But
that's why I waited for you to do that at night, because I was like, there's no way Dev's going to talk to me during the day. You're like, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But no, I do want to get to that Deja Vu question. I want to hear your thoughts on that, too.
Okay, so we got like 5 minutes, and I just want to hear.
Okay. What is it?
So I said, do you get Deja Vu, and what does it feel like for you?
Yes. I get deja vu every once in a while, and it's very, like, creepy, like that eerie feeling. You know how, like
you've been here, but you're not here.
Yeah, and it's like, it always happens, like the whole thing will play out. Like, I'll never even notice it until I'll be like, whoa, like, I've done that before. What's the last deja vu I had? I was driving somewhere.
I don't like it, dude. I don't like deja vu at all.
You don't like it?
Because I feel like it's not like a feeling. It's a feeling like I shouldn't be here. Like it's something warning me.
Oh, I've never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
It always gets me into like the...
Every time I feel it, I get out of that room or I got to get out.
Really?
Get out.
See, I have like two different kind of thoughts on it that like kind of like circulate. Like they kind of like flip off. Either I'll be like I kind of like psych myself out. I'll be like, yo, there goes the scenario. Like we're in a simulation. It's just running itself back. Or I'd be thinking like maybe don't get rid of.
I want to hear.
But like maybe I didn't do it right last time. Like,
and it's giving you a second chance.
Yeah, like let me be very cautious on like let me take the right approach with everything on how I'm coming because
it's like a way to bring you back to awareness. Like think about what you're doing right now.
Yeah,
because you're not gonna get it back.
That's so crazy. You tell me that, and I'm getting chills right now.
Okay, that means we're in the right place. That means we're doing good. Because have you ever seen Everything Everywhere All at Once?
No,
you never seen that?
Fire,
bro. So have you ever seen The Goonies?
Yeah.
You know the little Chinese kid? Like, booby trap. He's never acted before after that movie, and they gave him a chance to do this movie, and he's with God, it's my Nana's favorite actor, but he's with another. It's like an Asian-made movie, but Everything Everywhere All at Once, but it's something that I preach to my girlfriend all the time, and it's like we're always here at a certain time. All of your teammates, I'm here within you, and you're living through me, and I'm living through you. Like, I don't know. Ooh. It's weird. But the movie goes into, like, thinking multiple universes, that she has a chance to do different things. And I think, like, the whole reason why something happened was because of her daughter, but because the way she raised her in a different universe. But, like, the saddest part in it, I don't know if I should tell you, but I'm going to tell you. Because it's been like a year old. And I was like, you should have been able to watch it. And the guy, the booby trap kid, that guy is like older now. And he goes to, because she's like basically saying like, you're not going to love me no more. And then he remembers all his universes. So he tells her, that because they're kind of a poor family, but in this universe they're rich, and they didn't find each other till later in their celebrity life. Mm-hmm. So then he's like, I don't care if we're doing laundry. I don't care if we're owning the laundromat. But I do know that I'm going to love you forever. Like, through anything.
That's hard.
Through everything. And I was like, bro. Because I just feel like there's different universes of Dev. Of, like, you decided. I was talking about this, I think, in the last episode. Mm-hmm. But, like, you decided. I always go back to. You say bye to your parents, right? And you go off to leave in the car. But then let's just say you forgot your wallet. But that day you were like, I need my wallet. So you go, get in a car accident, right? Mm-hmm. But then you're in the hospital thinking, man, if I went to go get my wallet, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here.
See, I just hesitate. I hesitate with those, I hesitate with that multiverse stuff. I see it in Marvel. It just kind of...
No, not like Marvel sense. I know what you're talking about. Because that's like the basic of it. Mm-hmm. But I feel like who creates these movies? Because they're coming off an idea. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
they have to know something we don't.
That is true. That's a whole different episode.
Yeah, because I just want to be like so in tune with my body, but with like, I don't know. It's a weird.
All that stuff's so weird to me, but it's interesting, like hearing other people's perspective on it and seeing their thought, because it opens up my mind to think like maybe he's onto something. You know what I mean? And like,
I'm not trying to say I'm woke. But, you know, like those are crazy woke people. Because my family be like, man, they always ask me, like, what you smoking? And I'm like, I don't smoke. Like, yeah. But that's just a thing where I'm like, whoa, like, what if I'm learning this for a reason? Or
yeah, like, you know. But you never know. Like, you could be learning it now, like, and then you're going to get some other knowledge that's like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, have a guest on like quantum physics and
that'd be crazy.
I would just listen.
I'm like, you talk. I don't.
Yeah, I'll just ask you a question. Like, you know why you here.
Yeah.
You know? But I always just felt like just think about everything you've done. Like, to the audience, think about everything you've done, and has it led you to here? How did you even lead you to like listen to this podcast? Or how did Devin's podcast Devin's episode move you? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Is like, everyone's here for a reason. There's a reason why someone's TikTok blew up. There's a reason why someone's Instagram blew up. There's a reason why your friend blew up in something. There's a reason why your friend is in the NBA and isn't. Like, that's what I'm talking about.
It's so crazy when you like really start thinking about that, like really in depth, and then understanding that like everything's happening for a reason. It makes you take your failures a lot lighter.
Definitely.
Because then you're like, okay,
it's gonna happen again.
Yeah, like
you're gonna get this chance again.
Yeah, like maybe I failed today, but
I still got tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know for sure, but you know what I mean.
That's the mindset you go into that you got tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that wraps it up for our episode, and I loved it because because it felt like we've only been talking for 5 minutes. But do you want to say your socials real quick?
My Instagram is _honcho_foreign_.
And then your 1% better, or is it the same?
My 1% better is I think it's I'm 1% better every day. I'll have them tag it in the bio.
Okay. Okay. And then, so I hope if you made it this far, I hope you enjoyed me and Devin's episode. And just say bye, Devin.
All right, bye, guys.
And follow this podcast's Instagram at Zachary's_Metamorphosis, where the E is a 3 and the 2 O's are zeros. I finally got it right.
Yeah.
At Zachary's_Metamorphosis. Thank you for listening, and remember to always come back to the breath.
Thank you.